Breaking news, this just in a moment ago, a U.S. appeals court has ordered a federal judge to drop the criminal case against former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, as demanded by the Justice Department. We are getting brand new reaction, Ed, from lawmakers as the news comes out. Tom Cotton just tweeting this. The entire case against General Flynn was a farce and a malicious partisan prosecution. Dismissal was long overdue. He says this is a great victory for General Flynn and for the rule of law.
It's fascinating because, Sandra, it couldn't be any clearer what the appeals court is saying. This is a direct quote from their motion. The district court is directed to grant the government's Rule 48A motion to dismiss, as in dismiss the case. That was when the Justice Department had intervened with Attorney General William Barr, saying that as the Justice Department that was prosecuting this case, they wanted it dropped. Judge Sullivan, who has been overseeing this case, obviously for many, many months, had brought in his own attorney to review matters, had been dragging this out. The appeals court is now saying enough is enough. This is over. It is time to dismiss the case. So we're obviously awaiting the next move from Judge Sullivan. We're waiting for the next move from General Flynn and his legal team, what they may say. But as you noted, Sandra, you're going to have a lot of lawmakers who are going to be speaking out and saying that they believe that this is finally vindication for General Flynn and that there had been a lot of misconduct within the FBI and elsewhere that brought us to this point and dragged this case on for far too long.
We are going to get continued reaction here to this breaking news on the Fox News channel. As I mentioned, Senator Tom Cotton putting out his reaction. Other lawmakers also responding, calling this, obviously Republican lawmakers calling this a win for General Flynn and for the Trump administration. As we get more news on this, we're digging through the actual wording of that document as well, to your point, Ed, about the full indication of this. As we know, after the DOJ made its recommendation, then Judge Sullivan said he wanted to open it up to third parties. That was considered unprecedented by many legal analysts that were looking on at this case. But if you're just tuning in, that appeals court has now upheld the Justice Department's decision to drop the criminal case and charges against the president's former national security advisor, Michael Flynn.
Yeah, and Sandra, we now have David Spunt, our correspondent, live at the Justice Department. David, you and I were on the phone yesterday. We were both getting indications that something was happening in this case, and here it is.
Yeah, here it is, Ed. This has really been kind of a tug of war between both sides. Just several weeks ago, we heard that the Department of Justice Attorney General Bill Barr, all the way at the top here at DOJ, wanted to drop the case, which really made it difficult to even go forward with the case because you have the DOJ, the prosecution, and the defense really on the same side. Then Judge Sullivan said, wait a minute, I want to kind of hear both sides here. I want to slow this process down. I want to hear your arguments. He has set a hearing for July 12th. That's when he was going to make his decision. But from what I understand, talking to experts just in the last couple of minutes, Ed, on the phone, that July 12th hearing could still go forward. Judge Sullivan could take this Circuit Court of Appeals hearing under advisement and then go ahead and rule. So that's one of the outcomes. The other outcome, it's possible this could go to the U.S. Supreme Court. But what else could happen, Ed, is Judge Sullivan could issue an order sometime today, sometime tomorrow, or over the next few days, and just go ahead and agree with the Circuit Court and just completely drop the case as the Circuit Court is recommending today, Ed.